Welcome to the Folded Note, Heaven Sound for the Hidden Listener. It's Monday, and that means we're walking in redemption. If you've ever felt like you've done too much, messed up too far, or fallen too hard, then this is your day. Because mercy doesn't read your resume, it rewrites your name. Let's open the Word, break down the lie, and walk into truth, because you're not who you were. And this podcast is for spiritual encouragement and biblical teaching. It does not substitute licensed counseling, therapy, or professional advice. Your spiritual walk is your responsibility before God. Walk it out with wisdom and the Word. Welcome to the Folded Note. I'm Nicole. And today I want to ask you, have you ever said anything like, if only I would have started sooner, or I wasted so many years in the wrong relationship, I should be further by now? If so, then this episode is for you. Because God doesn't just forgive you, He redeems time. And that means that the years you spent stuck, the months you wasted in sin, the seasons you lost in rebellion or confusion, they're not a waste in His hands. They're raw material for redemption. And let me say this as clearly as I can. God is not limited by your delay. You might have taken the long way, but He's still going to get you there. Joel 2:25 says, I will restore to you the years that the swarming locusts have eaten. Now it wasn't symbolic fluff that He's talking about. That was God speaking directly to His people after seasons of destruction, drought, and regret. And what did He say? Not I'll replace what you lost, but I'll restore the years. Only God can do that. Now the enemy loves to convince people that they've missed it, or that they're behind, that they wasted too much time being carnal, confused, distracted, broken, and immature. And that's because they didn't get it right in their 20s, 30s, or even in their 50s. He wants you to still believe that God can't use you. And that's a lie straight from hell. Because when God redeems you, He doesn't just start fresh. He goes back and reclaims everything the enemy thought he had stolen from you. That season where you felt invisible, He redeems it. That abusive relationship that almost broke you, He redeems it. That 10-year stretch where you were numb, angry, and lost, He's redeeming that too. Now let me talk to the I should be further by now people. What if you shouldn't be further? What if you're right on time? What if the pain that you went through wasn't the end of the story, but the step or setup, I guess, for the part that God's about to write? You didn't miss it. You were in preparation. And now it's time to walk in redemptive acceleration. God doesn't just restore years, He can speed things up. One act of obedience can now unlock what would have taken 10 years without Him. One word from God can shift everything in 1 month that you thought was lost over a decade. That's redemption. And let's be honest. If you would have stepped into your purpose before the pruning, before the wilderness, before the breaking, then you wouldn't have been ready. You might have had the gift, but not the maturity, or you might have had the platform and not the roots. You might have had the influence and not the integrity. But now, after all the pain, all the learning, and all the surrender, now you're dangerous. You're yielded. Now you're anointed. And now you're not just forgiven, you're prepared. So I don't care how long it took you to get here, you're here now. And heaven's not rolling its eyes saying, finally they showed up. No, heaven is cheering. Look, they're here, they finally made it, let's move. So if you've been living under the lie that too much time has passed, or if you've been counting years instead of counting grace, if you've felt like you missed your moment, then let this be your word today. You didn't miss it. God redeems the wasted years. And if you give him what's left, he'll multiply it beyond what you thought was lost. Let's close today's note with a prayer. Father, thank you for being the God who redeems time. We lay every wasted year, every painful delay, every broken season at your feet. And we thank you that you are able to restore what we lost and accelerate what the enemy tried to stall. We break agreement with the lie that we're behind, too late, or disqualified. We choose to walk forward today in confidence, knowing that you, Lord, you don't just redeem, you redeem our timeline. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. Thanks for listening to The Folded Note. If this stirred something in you, don't keep it folded. Share it with someone who needs it. To stay connected with us, visit EdenandIron.com, where you'll find devotionals, resources, and ways to support the mission. Until next time, stay bold, stay rooted, speak truth, and never forget, you're not hidden, you are His.